Ladies and gentlemen, my name is In the Game Kaya, and welcome to ITGK Survives Ark Survival Ascended Settings. Hopefully, the video works this time. This is my fourth time doing this. I wanted to get this out at the beginning of the month, and I didn't. I had so many things. Well, one, I was busy at the time, but then I had so many things that I needed to tweak when the game came out, more than I thought I needed to. These still aren't even 100% done, but it's at least at a point where I'm comfortable with it now. And I'm going to put out a much longer video around sometime in January, probably, with my settings, as I usually do every year. The settings I'll be running for most of the year. And I am using these settings currently in my day-by-day series. So until I get the new settings finalized, this is what we're working with. So all of this is going to be in the game menu. None of it's INI based. You can change these in the INI if you're running a server or something. You can do that. You're just going to have to know how to do that because I'm not going to cover it in this video. So game rules player. Everything's set to 1, all default, except for health recovery is 1.5. That's down a bit. I felt like you could recover health a little bit too fast, but I do want it to speed it up just a little bit because I feel like you start healing and you're just still injured for forever. So speed it up just a bit. And harvesting damage 1.5, again, just speed it up a little bit. That doesn't give you any extra harvest on things, as far as I know. Dino things, all 1.0, except for health recovery is 1.5. That's also been toned down, same reason. Harvesting damage is 5, it's down from 10. Basically 10 was just, you're guaranteed to harvest whatever you hit in a single bite or a single tail swipe or whatever. I'm not sure yet if I want to turn it down to a point where you actually do need to level melee damage to harvest in a single hit or not. I just felt like maybe at 5, like a super low level one doesn't instantly harvest with a single bite or tail swipe, and so there's a reason to have a higher level tame, which is why I downed it. It might go a bit lower yet. The lowest it's ever going to get is 3.2, which is what its default is. And I don't think it'll go down even that far. 5 is fine. And honestly, it really doesn't make a difference for most people. To structure, this is all default, except for structure placement collision is disabled, so you can clip things into the map or into each other. Gives you a little bit more freedom in building. XP multiplier is 1. We tune the XP on a very fine scale, piece by piece. Taming is 3 times. Harvest is 3 times. I'm pretty sure that's down a bit from, what was it, like 4 times I had on my previous set. I do play with speed leveling off. I've been having a lot of fun with it off, so I think that's fine. Maximum difficulty on, of course, difficulty level 1. PVE mode, leave it off. Leave the game on PvP. Even if you're playing by yourself, or you're playing in just one tribe and you're not going to do any PvP things. There are some things that PvP lets you do that you cannot do in a PvE mode, even if you're the only tribe. Maybe if you're going to have a server with multiple tribes on it, multiple groups, maybe you turn it on, but that's for you to decide. And if you do turn it on, you know, personal preference, it's not going to change that much. There's just a couple of things that a lot of people like to do that you just won't be able to do, like killing your own creatures for experience or resources. Hardcore mode is off. Unlimited respecs is on. If you run a server, turn this off. Rules. I allow third-person camera, player notifications for when they join. I keep my crosshair off, but a lot of people are going to want it on. This, to my knowledge, doesn't work. The tether distance. PvP gamma. I leave gamma off, so you have to use things like torches and night vision goggles and stuff. And do not turn single player settings on. Now let's go to advanced. Here we have disable gamma is on, so you can't gamma. Cave building is off. Actually, I haven't even tried. Does gamma still work? I assume gamma still works because it's a setting in the menu, but I haven't even tried to use gamma in Ascended yet. Flyer carry is on. If you happen to turn on PVE, you're going to want to make sure you turn this on, unless you want to it is a different taming experience if you can't just pick up something small and drop it in a box to knock it out. Something like a Thyla. It's a different feeling. I have non-permanent diseases on, so if you end up with swamp fever, you can just kill yourself and get rid of it. No problem. PvP should all be default in the world. Daytime speed 0.69, nighttime speed 0.62. This is an hour and a half long day. It's 60 minutes of day and 30 minutes of night. That's what I play with on my day-by-day series. So when I made that last video, it took me 3 hours to record the 2 days. By default, Ark's days are about an hour. You can change what time the game starts. I don't do that. Corpse decomposition time 3 gives you a little extra time to get to your bag or something if you die, so it doesn't despawn right away. So you don't feel like you have to rush. Resource respawn interval 0.67. I felt like it was taking a little long. This is probably going to get further tweaked. I haven't tested this too much yet. Mating interval 0.12. That's about 2 hours. Lay egg interval 0.25. Egg hatch speed 24, mature speed 50. Now this hatch speed will not go higher than 24. I've tried. It won't let me put it any higher than that on this menu. And mature speed 50. So eggs are gonna take like as long as 2 hours to hatch, but that's for like the end game, like gigas and stuff. And then for mature speed, it's gonna take a couple of hours for them to grow as well. But it's not that bad. And food consumption, don't even bother. They grow so fast you can't really tune this for this. This has gotten to a point now at 50 where it's so fast, this doesn't matter. Cuddle interval 0.06. That's about like half an hour, 25 minutes, somewhere around there. So that you can imprint. I try to make sure that you can imprint anything from a raptor and bigger. So there are some small creatures you cannot imprint. For wild dinos, all these stats should be 1. They are. Tame dinos, these are all defaults. For player, food and water 2.5 makes leveling those a little bit more worth it. And oxygen, you start with extra oxygen now, so you don't really even need to change that. XP multipliers, like I said, we tweak this on a thing-by-thing basis. Double experience from crafting. Half experience from an explorer's node. When I did day by day, I was on 0.25 when I did the run, and I was like, it's a little slow, so I put it up to 0.5. Wild creatures 2 for just going and killing stuff. Tamed creatures 4, unclaimed creatures 4. So if you are playing PvP, you get extra experience for engaging in PvP, or if you're PvP or PvE, if you're farming XP through babies, then you get the extra experience there. Then, in miscellaneous, raid dino feeding on for PvE type servers, off for PvP type servers. Because you don't want PvP tribes to keep those raid creatures around. Custom recipes on, crafting skill bonus 0.75, and supply crate loot quality 1. This is still at 1 because I need to figure out what to set these to. It was at 2, and now you get better loot with this at 1 than you did on my old settings at 2 in Survival Evolved. So this needs a lot more experimentation. Still working on grinding levels and getting myself to a point where I can run some endgame loot and really figure out what is a good feeling for it. That's going to take time. Even come January, that still might not be exactly where I want it, but I'm at least going to have a better idea. And the crafting skill, same thing. This is kind of tied in with this, because I want you to have better blueprints on average that are pretty good, but a crafting skill that isn't going to boost those stats to crazy degrees. And then this is just a cosmetic option, personal preference. Do you want the damage numbers? Do you not? But yeah, that should be it. So then you click Save Settings. Oh, and all engrams are on, by the way. Click Save Settings and go ahead and launch your game, and you should be good to go. So, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. You got any feedback on my settings? If you're using them even, just, let me know. I'd like to get any feedback I can. I'm only one man trying to get these settings to work, so the more feedback I get, the better. And the other versions of the settings and a more finely tuned settings file will be coming in January, I'd hope. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you subscribe. Don't miss it. This is a YouTube video. So if you could do all the YouTube video things like subscribing, commenting, and all that, very much appreciate it. It does support the channel, helps me to grow. I'm getting close to or have just passed 200 subscribers as I'm making this video. So thank you guys for all the support, and hope to make more content very soon. My brother and I have been very, very busy, even since the game dropped. Things are finally starting to slow down a bit, but, hey, life is life. But yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed the settings. Have a good day.